Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today, I finally did it. I built what I believe to be a pretty competitive Jarvan deck. It has been difficult. I have sweat, bled, all that stuff numerous times. Yesterday, I basically spent the entire day trying to achieve this, like 24 hours of just like playing Jarvan nonstop. And yeah, I suffered through, the trial and error part of deck building. There was a lot of error in this specific process. And yeah, it was certainly difficult, but I did it. I got a deck that I'm very happy with and very excited to share with you guys. A deck that actually has put in the work in ranked diamond for me. And a deck that seems to have a very good matchup against, I would say decent matchup against some of the top tier decks right now. Especially, for example, Trundle, Lysandra. I have a very strong win rate against that with this. So it's basically a very combat centered deck that is combining both Jarvan and your boy Reggaeton. Which is because we're trying to capitalize on Cataclysm, right? Cataclysm is one of the main reasons to play something like Jarvan or to combine these two regions together, because this card can be utilized not only onto scouts to rally, but it could potentially be utilized onto Reggaeton to just push some insane damage in the mid to late game. So this is what this deck is all about. We have a very high density of units, as you can see. We have 32 units in total and 8 spells only, because we are trying to curve out, we're trying to spread out, and we're trying to smack our opponents. We attack. That's how we win with this deck. It's Demacia. We, combat. There's no other way around it. There's no like atrocity shenanigans or, affilios like endless value, twist of fate. No, we're just all about combat, and we try to force our opponent to play our game. That is how this deck really thrives. We have a deceptively fast curve here. We got Dune Keeper as a 2-of alongside Penitent Squire. Penitent Squire is incredibly important in this deck. To enable her, we have a total of 3. Let me count this. 3, 5, 8. 8 and math. 12. That took me way too long. I probably should edit I should edit the time that it took me to. Oh god. Anyways, we have a total of 12 elites in our deck, which make it so that it is very easy for us to enable Penitent Squire even on turn 1, which is really important because one of the main perks of combining these two regions together is combining Penitent Squire with Reggaeton. We want to be utilizing Tattered Banner on your boy Reggaeton right here to give him Challenger, because Reggaeton with Overwhelm and Challenger is just downright busted. It's just insane. We can target the weakest units every time to have him take as little damage as possible. We can just start powering through his defenses, smacking him in the nexus with Overwhelm Strength, and just little by little set up the late game finish, as we have several ways to really we can gear up for a very powerful open attack, but there's more that we can do beyond that. Like I said, Cataclysm onto scout units is really strong, and the most important scout unit in this deck is in fact the Great Horn Companion. Yes, this card goes overlooked quite a bit. Honestly, it's not the most memorable of 5-drops, unfortunately. Great Horn Companion is... He's not a screaming dragon. He's not a Rastafari on a thick-ass camel. He's just a moose. And mooses aren't nearly as epic, unfortunately. So people forget about him. But even though he's a moose, and that's basically all there is to him, he accompanies people and stuff, he's actually low-key one of the best 5-drops in the game right now when it comes to followers, in my opinion, especially in a deck like this, because of Cataclysm. Great Horn Companion with Cataclysm is extremely strong, and Great Horn Companion is the 5-drop to go for if you want to build around Jarvan. This is the one main thing that I learned from, suffering all these countless losses with also different Jarvan deck ideas, right? Great Horn Companion is really strong because you can play it on turn 5, and then the next turn you can open attack and get Jarvan out of the hand as well. Attacking with a scout allows you to challenge something with Jarvan, and then you can attack with Jarvan again afterwards. What is the downside of Jarvan? Why is Jarvan not really very popular at all? People have deemed him the worst champion of the expansion. I believe ultimately it comes down to his stat line. I think Jarvan's stat line is just a little bit underwhelming. I think he's a bit too frail. Even though he gets that barrier with the challenge, a lot of times that 5 attack is not quite enough. I mean, a lot of times, not really a lot of times, but a decent amount of times. You miss out on killing something. Like, for example, Cythria, right? Thick units like that don't go down to 5 attack. And but more than his attack, it's just his health. The fact that he has 3 health, he's very understated, and I've noticed countless games in which this comes into play. If Jarvan was a little bit thicker, he would be much better, but it's dangerous to make him that much better because once Jarvan levels up, holy shit, he's just insane. Like, there's a massive difference between regular Jarvan and leveled up Jarvan. Besides the stat line, right? The fact that whenever we challenge an enemy, we gain barrier. So every time we're getting a Cataclysm, we basically get a card that allows us to pick off an opposing unit for free. But that Cataclysm can, like I said, be utilized on the scouts as well to rally that turn too. And with not only this, but cards like the Ruthless Predator and even a one-off of On Guard, we can make use of his ability to start picking off the opposing board without taking any damage in retaliation. And that is super strong, right? That's where we want to be at with Jarvan. Our main objective with this deck, and I think a good Jarvan deck is one that is as efficient as possible at leveling him up. Leveling him up seems like an easy thing to do, right? I thought so too. Allies have survived 4 or more strikes from enemy blockers. That's easy peasy. Like, I always assumed that when Jarvan would be played on curve, in the right deck, he would always be leveled up, and I could not have been more wrong. Oh my god. The problem with Jarvan's level up requirement is that it's actually a difficult requirement to meet. A lot of times, when you get a block on your opponent and your unit survives, that's a pretty bad thing for the opponent, right? Because they just lost a unit and you lost none for pretty much free. So you have to put them in precarious positions that make it so that this happens. Obviously, with the utilization of vulnerable cards, we can get this going, but this is one of the main, if not the main reason why, it's actually the main reason why we don't play Exhaust, is because Exhaust actually, a lot of times, the units that we want to be challenging have 2 attack or less, and therefore by removing their power we don't allow them to strike back, which makes it so that we don't progress Jarvan's level up. And I think this is very important, so I let go of that, and instead I go with a couple of Ruthless Predator and a one-off of On Guard. On Guard as a one-off, this is a very high impact card. It's burst speed, so you don't give the opponent any chance to react, and when you have a developed board state, one On Guard can just allow you to get all the trades that you want. It can be absolutely backbreaking for the opponent. It can even set up a nice lethal as well. This card is very powerful, I think, as a one-off. Even though in certain scenarios, especially early on in the match, it can be a bad draw to have. That's why we don't have more copies of it. But I do think that running this as a one-off is better than running 3 copies of Ruthless Predator. Especially because we get more Ruthless Predators once we get Reggaeton on the board, as the other Reggaetons will convert into that too. So that's that. We have a couple of Rite of Negations to counter any sort of late game deck with board wipes or anything. We want to be able to stop that. Also counter, you know, the timelines, the concurrent timelines, the Commander Ladros. We need to have an answer for that because Riot thought it was a good idea to design that combo. I don't know what. And that's basically the deck list right there. Honored Lord is amazing in this deck. Rock Hopper allows us to, you know, enable our vulnerables and works really well with Honored Lord amongst other units like Reggaeton 2. Grizzled Ranger is pretty important. And Vanguard Redeemer puts in a lot of work in this deck because she's our main source of card draw. And she also happens to be an elite, which allows us to enable the 1-drop Dependent Squire much easier. Also, a big shout out to Green Fang Warden. This may seem a little bit off, but it's not just because he's an elite. He's really good with Cataclysm. He gives me another scout to combine with Cataclysms. So for 6 mana, I can rally, and I can utilize the barrier to eliminate something for free. Also contributing to Jarvan's level up as well. So he's outstanding. I think 2 copies is enough though, because this card, if you draw too many copies of him, he can be a little bit bad, right? So at 2, he's really fine. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the deck list right there. Also, shoutouts to King Jarvan III. This deck would not be as good as it is without him. And you'll see what I'm talking about in today's gameplay. So yeah, really excited to share this. I put a lot of thought into this, guys. So if you leave a like for my videos to reach out to more people, it would really help out. And, you know, it would justify all the crazy amount of work I put into this, because I could have just uploaded just a random deck, you know, and I would have called it a day. But I really, with this expansion, I want to make my content better than it was before. So I'm putting more effort into it, and hopefully it shows. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I do post a new deck every single day. Have a solid day. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, here we go. All in Fiora. Interesting. Not really the hand we want to see. We're really going to weigh these. Honestly, I'm going to take away everything. I want a bit of an earlier curve, some more place to go for. I love Rock Hopper with Honored Lord. We can really start getting some good utility there.
If it's made of sand, I can write.
Rock Hopper is particularly useful against this kind of deck because the Roiling Sands will always catch Fiora, right? Because they don't tend to have other units on this sort of deck. I'm gonna go ahead and play you.
Help! Somebody help!
I'm gonna bait him. Yeah.
See what we see.
And now we're gonna go wide. If he's gonna regret this.
Come on. Ready, boy? We go.
Well, that's a turn 4. If I ever saw one. Yeah, okay. I guess we're gonna start off the video by a brick. A Fiora brick. Not the best match, but I'll take it. I mean, what was it? 2 minutes? Alright. As you guys can see, this deck is very powerful if the opponent does nothing. Keep that in mind. Round 2. It's your boy, Ultraman. And I guess he's playing a new version of Go Hard with Kindred. That's really interesting, actually. I do like this Penitent Squire with Honored Lord. Rite of Negation is also going to be important. I like Cataclysm as well. I'm going to keep this hand.
They appeared out of nowhere.
We have the Penitent Squire enabled thanks to the Honored Lord right here.
Just a little farther.
What could they have for 2 mana? It could be Elise, amongst other things, so I'm going to attack. I'm going to get some damage before they drop Elise.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
The young prince will be found.
And I'm going to play the Honored Lord.
Packed him good.
He wants to go hard. I could Cataclysm to remove Elise, but I don't know how important that is. Because that means I won't be able to Renekton with Tattered Banner next turn. That's a bit of an issue. Go hard.
See what we see.
Hush now. You dare!
For the prince!
I rent a bloody path through Shurima.
Reggaeton time. We're obviously going to be targeting Elise. No Twisted Fate, which is lucky for us.
I am the no surrender.
Best run while you can.
Alright, nice. We push 5 damage finally.
I've whipped up something special.
I like that Bryce the Protector. Let's see if my opponent gives me the chance to... I could just counter Twisted Fate if that were to happen. Like, the thing is it worth it for me to delay... Like, maybe this Rite of Negation is low-key worth it. Keeping this Reggaeton alive is actually very important. There's also the possibility of combining Dreamfang Warden with Cataclysm, but I want to be using my Cataclysms with my Reggaeton here.
Embrace life.
Expect death.
My shield is yours.
Cut them down. Face your end.
Fuck yeah. Just making sure I'm recording. Because I have had cases.
For silver I talk, for gold I use them.
Reggaeton is inside, ladies and gentlemen. I repeat, Reggaeton is inside. I'm gonna play the Great Horn Companion. Now that my opponent's under Ruination range. I mean, it doesn't matter as I have Rite of Negation, right? But it's only just one Rite of Negation. You gotta keep that in mind.
When
Where do you stand on cold shots?
If I go for the Cataclysm, I want to have Rite of Negation backup.
Gotta go with the flow.
What can stop this Cataclysm? I guess the answer is not much.
Cut them down. No surrender.
For 3 mana, what can he have that I care about? Not much, right? So I'm thinking maybe Grizzled Ranger into Vanguard Redeemer.
Waiting for.
Let's play Warden just in case.
Come on.
No mercy. Face your end. No surrender.
You got legs.
Let's go in.
You pay first.
We live here.
Oh yeah.
My duty is done.
I've trained my whole life for this.
Now Jarvan would be icing on the cake. Oh, your boy Ultraman is going in. We got the counter, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we need. Oh! How do you fucking stop this?
I am their end. Crack their bones, then we feast.
All right, chill, relax, Reggaeton. We don't have to kick him down. You know, Ultraman's a chill dude. I like him. Great player as well. Wow, that's a really solid start to the video. 12 minutes in, so we still have a lot more to play. And yeah, very happy with how I played that one. That was a very interesting matchup, and I really got to showcase why Great Horn Companion is as good as it is in this deck. Great Horn Companion with Cataclysm is amazing. Great Horn Companion to follow up with a Jarvan attack is insane. He is undoubtedly the best 5-drop for Jarvan. Like I've tested a lot, and I reached this conclusion pretty early on, honestly. And yeah, let's see if we can showcase the deck a little bit more. Let's go. As we face Highlander, who is playing Talia Aphelios. I think this is the first time I run into this matchup, honestly. I'm not sure what to expect. I do know that I gotta apply pressure early on. How good is Vanguard Redeemer here? I'm gonna keep her. I'm gonna keep Vanguard Redeemer. As you guys saw, the tattered banner with Reggaeton is amazing. It's definitely the intended target, even though we have Honored Lord, and that can... Ooh, come on.
The desert by my side.
Come on now. For damage, this one drop is crazy.
I must reach the king.
Now we go Penitent Squire. Oh man, we're going turbo on this, man.
See what we see.
There's no Spirit Fire. Oh, okay. It's the first time I see the Psy Scout, honestly.
I always wondered what was out there for the prince.
Years take, experience gives.
And now we go with Senpai.
You've hurt. I've learned a trick or two.
You hurt her.
You won't leave us.
Look at that hit, though. Look at that hit by turn 3. What are we, aggro? I guess we're aggro. We got like our entire early curve this game.
Let me see.
gonna pass. I'm not even gonna play the rock copper. Okay.
Slow down, will you?
And now we play you. Because our objective is simple.
Keep the pace. Sand and blood. Heel, dog.
We go for the attack and then we save up this cataclysm. Yeah. As long as he doesn't hush us. Unfortunately, this cataclysm doesn't really... I guess he won't be playing a unit here.
Remember the fallen.
Ah, okay. I thought he was playing a unit there for a second. I was like, God damn it! Okay. Okay, so he predicts again. I guess he's not happy with what he saw. Hush is the biggest problem here. Will we see Talia? It's now or never with Talia. Like, you gotta play her now. I gotta get this rally effect going. My biggest concern is Hush. If I can somehow set up myself a situation in which I can put him under 3 mana, then I guarantee my win.
If I stumble, I have the earth to catch me. Onward, everybody! The horizon falls!
Yep. That's pretty much GG, because that makes it so that he only gains 2 mana, so he literally needs a 1 mana spell and Hush to counter this. So I'm gonna play the Great Horn Companion.
Threading a needle. Throw another rock.
And now we go for the Omai Wumu Shindaru moment, ladies and gentlemen. Moose! Assemble! Doesn't make any sense, but it's a fucking moose. Like, it's a moose. It's hard to make a moose epic, but he is. Get that rally. This combo is just amazing. People are downplaying this combo. Like Great Horn Companion is insane right now.
We will not hesitate.
And I don't see him anywhere. He's crazy good right now. Look at this. Woohoo! Get knocked the fuck out! That's the Moose's quote. Like, I wanted to replace that. Yeah, give closure. Closure. Well, that was pretty sick. God damn. All right. Round 4. Trickster is playing Pirate Aggro. This can be this is always a spooky matchup no matter how you approach it. Okay, On Guard is 2. Vanguard Redeemer is fine. I can keep the Ruthless Predator. Alright. Honored Lord is in there.
The desert by my side. Bounty Bowl knows your name. You poor thing.
That's a smart block. Considering the matchup, that 1 health, like, that's always the right play to make. Because I don't have any pings or anything.
Join the hunters, they said.
And he's aware of it.
I hope that was mud.
Gotta take the hit from these guys, unfortunately. I want to preserve Ruthless Predator for Reggaeton here. But then again, he could have,
The young prince will be found. Dissident! Keep the pace. You won't leave a scratch. I've learned a trick or two.
Alright, so I can eliminate that.
Fuse is lit! I'll burn for what I've done. I'll rend a bloody path through Shurima.
It's my time.
No honor in this. Access inside.
To serve the greater good.
I've trained my whole life for this. We strike!
I rarely forget and never forgive.
We protect these woods as they protect us.
Break their legs.
I'll show the hunters.
You would test my steel?
Before they organize.
Alright, do this. We're gonna go for the Cataclysm. We're gonna hit him. Now we're gonna capitalize on this powder keg that he left behind, as long as he doesn't have... Okay.
No retreat.
We got one right of negation. Oh! Oh! Oh, baby! There we go! There we go! That's how you fucking do it, baby! Oh! Reggaeton! Reggaeton MVP of MVPs! God, that was hot. Oh my fuck. that end game. Oh, I'm like, is this gonna work? I'm like, I got all the tools, dude. Oh, that game was sick. Alright. Have we showcased much of Jarvan though? I mean, we have showcased him a little bit, right? Oh, I didn't see this. Oh. Oh man, that was great. How far away? How am I from? Can I afford a prismatic Jarvan? Fuck it. Maybe it gives us a little bit of luck. Alright. Yeah, we're only 30 minutes in, so let's keep it rolling. Come at me, bro. Timmy. Back to some good old Fiora. I mean, this time we're gonna assume that our opponent is not gonna immediately brick, right? We do want to keep the rock hopper 100%. I love everything about this hand. We have the elite for the Penitent Squire.
They appeared out of nowhere. I mustn't stop.
And we got the rock hopper, most importantly. The rock hopper is the most important thing here.
Would you look at this place?
The young prince will be found. For Befell.
Oh! Again? This deck is just that good, guys. Honestly, this deck is it's just OP. We make people not draw their win conditions. That's the true power of Jarvan. Alright, another one. Okay, Endure. Like actual regular Endure. And this is somebody who really enjoys the archetype because you can see they do have their Ascended Callista. Oh man, this Jarvan is so pretty that it's really tempting to keep. But I'm gonna have to mulligan away pretty much everything except for the Vanguard Redeemer. I'm gonna keep the Vanguard Redeemer. It's I'm gonna assume units will die in this match. So having Vanguard Redeemer, oh Jesus. Well, that's a powerful opener. That is a powerful opener if I've ever seen one. Alright. Turn 2 they can Curse Keeper, so I'm actually not a fan of
If it's made of sand, I cannot.
you see those pro plays? What about them pro plays though? Now if he wants to play Callista, we get it vulnerable. If he wants to oh shit. I can prevent 2 damage with this.
You're covered.
My opponent kind of drew the nuts, didn't they? Yikes. Being able to counter our Rockhopper is honestly very pretty devastating.
I have been sent by the king himself.
Jeez. Man, I wish I could do this in On Guard, but I can't. I just don't have the mana for it. And that's a pretty big deal. What do I do here? I can ram you into you.
They will sing of a heel, dog. I've learned a trick or two. You won't leave us.
Oh dear.
Before they get another Blighted Caretaker. Blighted Caretaker is a big problem. Oh, shiny Jarvan. Man, I'd love to play the Great Horn companion, but I don't think I can afford to do so.
My shield is yours.
Our ancestors are watching.
Alright, GG. I mean, they drew pretty well. Like, let's be real. They drew amazingly. Like, and on top of that, like, I don't know if I've stated this earlier in the video, but we are very weak to Blighted Caretaker because we don't have pings, right? You know, we struggle against that, and that's something that I realized early on, and you know, you can't be good against everything. That's something that you got to learn in card games. You can't design a deck that's just good against everything. You're gonna have weaknesses, and that kind of deck is definitely one of ours. Especially if they curve into like Blighted Caretaker onto Curse Keeper, like that's really tough for us. We made a really good play there with the Rockhopper, expecting the Curse Keeper. But then it was kind of nullified by Blighted Caretaker. If they have Callista instead, we really fuck up their like sequencing, right? But you know, sometimes things don't go your way. All right, let's go for that one. Bulat, the Italian player. I'm gonna mulligan away the Vanguard Redeemer and the Brightsteel Protector. I always want to keep, generally speaking, you want to keep Reggaeton, because if you draw into another Reggaeton, it just turns into a vulnerable spell anyways. Not really what we want to see, but
Always forward.
I do want to deny like a Lucian play here.
Sun's beneath me and winds behind me.
Don't get in my 2 devils.
You're covered.
This Bryce the Protector stops his attack completely. Reggaeton is very tempting here. And by tempting, I mean exactly what we'll be doing, even though we could go double this. Because what I don't like about Reggaeton is that he takes a lot of damage from this Lucian.
Years take, experience gives.
And I can develop Reggaeton next turn, and I can go for,
I have been sent by the king himself. Keep the pay, heel, dog.
I mean, do I really benefit from this attack? He blocks here, I get 3 damage in, he loses a 1-drop, I lose 2 2-drops. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it.
I've learned a trick or two.
This, on the other hand,
Won't leave a scratch.
this, on the other hand, does.
You cannot hide forever, Nasus. Here we go.
I will run you over.
You witless cretin.
Oh dear!
Shield up!
Must have some sort of buff.
I've learned a trick or two.
I'm gonna attack like this.
Dissident.
You won't leave a scratch.
Been a long path to get here.
I've trained my whole life for this. Remember the fallen.
I'm able to redraw, like regroup, refill my board. Oh man, okay.
There's a chill in the air.
Come on.
I've got your back.
I'm really thinking here. Because next turn, if I do play Reggaeton, next turn I'm gonna have 8 mana, 9 mana, which means I can Cataclysm. I can Cataclysm after going for Jarvan. Which is a very big deal. Very, very big deal.
My shield is yours. Don't hold back!
Away with you, stranger.
Sharpen my blade for you.
Or with that kid.
My duty's done.
Violence, chaos, and destruction.
He's running out of gas. I repeat, he's running out of gas, and we have Jarvan into Cataclysm. Which means we don't attack with the Green Fang Warden just yet.
Stand with me, brothers and sisters.
Go, Jarvan! Come on, my boy. Woo!
Shurima is sand and sky, past and present.
I need him to not.
And die, but Shurima lives forever.
What's the best option? The best option is this, right? What if he levels up Lucian? This allows me to eliminate that.
What are you waiting for?
Alright.
would test my steel?
Stand down. I'll sleep when they're dead. Cut them down! Burn away the shadows. This is mercy.
Meet my blade! Injustice!
Times will change, but Demacia must endure. Down. The order is given. I came, you fool.
If it's made of sand, I can write.
Raiders arrive! How dare you!
All right, Daddy Jarvan. Can I get me a 3-drop or less? Can I get me a 3-drop or less, please? 3-drop or less, please. Oh!
Years take, experience gives.
Ah!
They will sing of it, Jarvan. You must come with me at once. Baron, let's see.
Ah, there we go! There we go!
Fine work so far.
Oh my god, that was hot as hell. Oh, what a video, dude. Oh, this is one of the craziest sessions I've had in a while. Oh my god, I'm shaking. I'm actually shaking. I'm not gonna lie, I'm shaking. Because that game was so fucking intense. I am shaking. I haven't shaked in a Runeterra game in a while. Oh my god, dude. Oh, that was great. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like for some really good games, honestly. In my opinion, maybe I am a little bit biased. We even got Daddy Jarvan to put in the work with that tough. Like, Jarvan, we didn't lose thanks to him because he can actually take a hit from Lucian and kill him. Even though he goes down to a double attack, he can retaliate and knock him out. Like, that was absolutely essential. Otherwise, we would just be overwhelmed by that attack. That was so fucking tight. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. Hope you enjoyed today's video. We'll be back at it tomorrow with more.